Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today is Tuesday and it is a beautiful day, but my mind is completely blown. We are diving into the most seismic, heart-stopping shift in momentum in Port Charles history. The impossible choices facing these families right now are literally tearing me apart, and the stakes have never been higher. Let's get into it. Oh my god. I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now. Okay, but listen. I was sitting on my couch, eating a plate of pasta, and I literally choked. I had to pause my screen and text my friend immediately because what just happened is actually insane. Like, seriously, unhinged. I am shaking just thinking about it because we all knew something was off. We all knew Willow was acting super shady, but this is next level psychological thriller type stuff, and I am so dramatic about it, but it deserves the drama. My jaw dropped to the actual floor. Oh wait, before that happened actually, let me set the scene because you have to understand where Jason's head is at right now. So Jason is finally back in Port Charles, right? And he is fundamentally changed. Like, the man survived that horrific WSB black site in Jakarta. He has severe PTSD, he officially quit the mob, and he is just trying to focus on being a good dad to Danny. He is stepping away from the violence and the chaos. But he's still Jason. He still has that protective instinct, especially when it comes to his family. And with Sam being gone, which is insane by the way, I am still not over Cyrus killing her. Don't even get me started on that tragedy. Jason knows that family is literally everything. So of course he decides to sneak into General Hospital to check on his twin brother Drew. I forgot to mention earlier, but Drew has been stuck in this horrific, locked-in state, completely paralyzed, unable to move or speak, and everyone thinks it was just a tragic, natural stroke. Everyone thinks he's just a vegetable trapped in a bed. So Jason slips into the hospital room, totally stealth mode, because he doesn't want to deal with the doctors or the drama. And conveniently, Willow is absent. She's probably off playing the grieving, devoted wife for the cameras, or crying her fake tears to Harrison Chase. Honestly, she needs to get it together, I swear. She has everyone fooled with this sweet, innocent act while she legally controls all of Drew's assets and his entire life since they are married. So Jason is standing there in the quiet hospital room. Just the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor and the sterile smell of the hospital. He's looking down at his twin brother, and it is so heartbreaking. I was literally crying at this part. Jason has lost so much, and now he thinks he's losing Drew to this medical tragedy. But then okay, this is the part where I started yelling at my screen. Jason notices. He has those sharp sniper instincts, right? He notices a tiny, almost imperceptible twitch. Drew is trying to move his lips. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen like, Jason, look closer. He's awake! Drew is fighting with every single ounce of strength he has left in his body. We know from the timeline that Drew has been building a tolerance to the paralytic drugs Willow has been pumping into him, especially now that her supplier Jen Sidwell is in jail and she can't get her hands on the fresh doses. The drug is wearing off. Drew's lips are trembling. Jason freezes. He leans in, so incredibly patient, so focused, putting his ear right next to Drew's mouth. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. I literally stopped breathing. And then, Drew manages to push out a raspy, trembling whisper, fueled by pure, unadulterated venom. He whispers, Willow. She imprisoned me. I'm dead. I can't breathe. The absolute horror of that statement. She imprisoned me. It wasn't a stroke. It was never a stroke. It was his own wife. My mind was racing a million miles an hour. Jason's reaction was everything. You could see the exact second the puzzle pieces clicked together in his brain. The shock, the realization, and then the cold, calculating fury. Jason realizes right then and there that Drew didn't have a natural medical emergency. He's being chemically controlled, tortured, and kept prisoner inside his own body by Willow so she can seize ultimate power over his life and his empire. The audacity of Willow Kane. Why would she do that? I mean, I know she divorced Michael, who is happily dating Jacinda now. Good for him, honestly, and married Drew. But to literally drug your husband into a coma to steal his power? She is fully channeling her dead twin sister Nell Benson right now, and it is terrifying. She is a monster. I am personally offended by her choices. How do you look your husband in the eye every single day? wipe his brow, play the saint for the nurses, while you are secretly injecting him with a paralytic from a criminal like Jen Sidwell. Not okay. I'm done. Now, normal people would hear that whisper and immediately run to the nurse's station, right? They would call the PCPD. They would scream for a doctor. But this is Jason. He knows how this town works. He knows that if he calls the cops right now, Willow will just play the victim. She'll cry and say Jason is crazy, or that Drew is hallucinating from the brain damage. Plus, the cops are a mess right now. Harrison Chase is blindly defending Willow because Brooklyn framed her for that hit and run, so Chase would never believe Jason over his precious Willow. Jason knows that going to the authorities without hard, undeniable proof would just tip Willow off, and she might do something drastic to silence Drew permanently. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Jason goes full tactical spy mode. Instead of panicking, he steps back and assesses the room. He knows he needs leverage. He needs a confession. He needs to catch her in the act of torturing Drew mentally and physically. So, Jason pulls out a hidden micro camera. I don't even know where he got it. Probably leftover WSB tech or some advanced surveillance gear from his enforcer days, but he has it. He quickly and quietly installs the hidden camera right there in the hospital. I think he hid it inside the smoke detector, or maybe behind the floral arrangement on the bedside table. I couldn't tell because I was typing so fast to my friend, but it is perfectly angled to capture everything that happens around Drew's bed. This is brilliant. This is actually genius. Jason isn't just going to rescue Drew, he is going to utterly destroy Willow. He is setting a trap. He wants to record her coming into the room, dropping her sweet facade, and taunting the man she thinks is completely helpless. He wants to capture her admitting to the crimes, admitting to the paralytic injections, admitting to the hostile takeover of his life. Jason is securing the ultimate insurance policy before he makes his... At this point, I am literally pacing around my living room. Jason looks down at Drew one last time before he slips back out into the hallway. You can see the vow in Jason's eyes. He promises his brother, silently, that he is going to free him from this living hell. He is going to start a massive, underground hunt for the medical evidence. He needs to find the paper trail, the empty vials, the connection to Jen Sidwell. He needs to prove exactly what chemical she used to mimic the locked-in syndrome so the doctors can flush it out of Drew's system safely. Jason is on a warpath, and a quiet, focused Jason is the most dangerous Jason of all. Okay, where was I? Right, so Jason leaves the room, and the camera is rolling. I am just imagining the sheer panic Willow is going to feel when this all comes crashing down. She has been so arrogant, so confident that she had everyone fooled. She even made a deal with Jack Brennan to find dirt on Drew. She is playing such a dirty game, and she has no idea the deadliest man in Port Charles just declared war on her. I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly for Willow. Mark my words. She is going to end up in Pentonville, or worse, if Jason has his way. And don't even get me started on the psychological trauma Drew is going through. Imagine being trapped in your own body for weeks, perfectly aware of everything happening around you, feeling every needle prick, hearing your wife plot your downfall, and not being able to scream. It is literal nightmare fuel. I would lose my mind. The fact that he managed to fight through the fading paralytic just enough to warn Jason shows how incredibly strong Drew is. He is fighting for his life. And now that Jason is in his corner, the Kane brothers are about to flip the script. I am so invested in this, I feel like these are my real family members. I want to jump through the screen and protect Drew myself. Jason hunting for the medical evidence is going to be the storyline of the summer. He is going to have to dig into the dark web, maybe track down Sidwell's associates, or break into Willow's house to find her stash of the drugs. He is going to tear her life apart piece by piece, gathering every shred of proof so that when he finally drops the hammer, Willow won't have a single way out. There will be no plea deals, no fake tears, no manipulating her way out of a prison cell. Jason is going to make sure she rots. This whole situation is just so poetic too. Jason came back to town, wanting to leave the violent life behind, wanting to just be a father to Danny. But family pulls you back in. He can't just walk away when his own twin brother is being held hostage in plain sight. He is using all his dark skills, all his tactical training, not for the mob, not for Sonny, but for love. For his brother. It is so beautiful and so tragic and so dramatic. I am literally obsessed with this dynamic. I have to wonder how long it will take for Willow to slip up on camera. Will she confess out loud? Will she hold up a syringe of the paralytic and gloat? Will she accidentally reveal her connection to Jack Brennan and the missing black box? The suspense is actually killing me. Every time she walks into that hospital room now, the audience is going to know she is being watched. It's going to be deliciously satisfying to watch her dig her own grave on high-definition hidden video. Seriously, if you are not watching this right now, what are you even doing with your life? This is peak television. The betrayal, the twin connection, the hidden camera, the medical mystery, it has everything. I am going to be glued to my screen for the rest of the week. Jason is back in his element, and Willow Kane's days as a free woman are officially numbered. The countdown to her destruction has begun, and I am here for every single second of it.